This is FIBA Podcast. Thank you for joining us in our morning daily devotion.
Acts chapter 13, verses 49 to 52, the spread of the gospel, and we are at Acts 13, verse 51. But they shook off the dust from their feet against them and came to Iconium. Let's look at this statement, this phrase, shaking off the dust from the feet. Now, this statement, this phrase has meaning and implications. The first understanding or implication of this phrase is it's a symbol of separation, which signifies a disassociation from those who reject the gospel. Now, this is a paradox. For us as disciples of Christ, what we see in our world today is that we are bombarded with the message of inclusion, and we as the church are often accused of being exclusive, and that is correct. What the world says about us, that we are exclusive. We are in the world, we love the people who are in the world. At the same time, we are also separated from the world. We must know why we love the people of the world and why we are also simultaneously separated from them. We love the people of the world because loving people is to serve people. Galatians chapter 5 verse 13, for you, brethren, have been called to liberty, only do not use liberty as an opportunity for the flesh, but through love serve one another. However the world may treat us, we will serve. So that is our relationship with the world. We love people because the way we love people is to serve people. But to be separated from the world is not having an attitude of superiority, but it is to be surrendered. It's the posture of a disciple of Christ who walks in the light. Ephesians 5:8, for you were once darkness, but now you are light in the Lord. Walk as children of light. So we live with heaven in view. Colossians 3:1 and 2. And then we reflect Christ's holiness in a world that desperately needs it. 1 Peter 2:9. So we carry both these positions. We connect with people by serving people around us, the people of the world, and we are also separated from the people, from the world around us. The second understanding of this phrase, shaking off the dust from the feet, is an act of accountability. It is a public testimony that the message has been faithfully delivered and the hearers are now responsible for their response. We have done this again and again. We have emphasized this on several occasions, that the gospel is unilateral, uncompromising, and non-negotiable. We share the message with the burden and pain of God's heart. 2 Corinthians 5:20, now then we are ambassadors for Christ, as though God were pleading through us. We implore you on Christ's behalf, be reconciled to God. The message nevertheless remains unchanged and cannot be watered down or accommodated to the views of people around us. When we present the gospel to people, we place before them life and death, and we provide them with the opportunity to choose life. Deuteronomy 30:19, I call heaven and earth as witnesses today against you, that I have set before you life and death, blessing and cursing. Therefore choose life, that both you and your descendants may live. We call heaven and earth to witness that we have placed before people the option of life and death. That is how serious our task is of sharing the gospel. Shaking off the dust from the feet places the receivers of the gospel in a serious position of eternal accountability. The third understanding of this phase is that it is a release from burden. As disciples of Christ, we are not to carry guilt or discouragement from the rejection of the gospel by our audience of one or many. We are to move on with urgency and grace. We are placed as watchmen for our people. Ezekiel 33:7-9. We do not wish for anyone who hears the gospel from us and rejects it to experience the judgment that the Lord has said would fall on such. However, that is the reality. Mark 6 and verse 11. We have to move on and share the gospel with those the Holy Spirit leads us to. Then it's a testimony against them. When people reject the gospel that we have shared with them, it will be a testimony against them. Rejecting the gospel is inviting the wrath of God on oneself. John 3:36. It's a fearful thing to fall into the hands of God. Hebrews chapter 10 verse 31. It is a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living God. And Hebrews 12:29. For our God is a consuming fire. As the church, we have not understood the seriousness of the task of sharing the gospel. Paul understood. He knew the weight of the gospel upon him. And that's why he says in 1 Corinthians chapter 9 verse 16, for if I preach the gospel, I have nothing to boast of, for necessity is laid upon me. Yes, woe is me if I do not preach the gospel. And so, friends, as God's people, we must remember that when we share the gospel, this phrase, shaking off the dust from the feet, has serious implications. May the Lord bless us.
Dear listener, we are here to stand with you in your time of need. We want to pray with you and for your prayer request. Do you need someone to talk to? We are here for you. Call us or send a message at +91 636 425 2164 +91 636 425 2164. God bless you.